Everyone knows what chaos magic is. It seems even trained forecasters know what it is. Chaos magic is that phase you grow out of where you invoke Superman and believe whatever you like, and mess about with the Necronomicon in your parents' basement and start a Tumblr blog of Austin Osman spare quotes. What could possibly be served via the publication of another chaos magic book? Perhaps nothing. Answering the question properly requires beginning, inevitably at the beginning. The common conception of chaos magic, note the spelling and lack of capital letters, formed during what we may call its escape velocity phase. This coincided with the heady days of the early internet, Grant Morrison's Invisibles, and the last gasp of progressive trance music. I may also add industrial music, but it was not really the last gasp. It's still a thing, I think. Anyways, however, chaos magic is older than this phase, if only a little. Technically, you can, and I do, trace any magical school right back to the emergence of conceptual thinking in humans. The evidence of which is to be found painted in caves and carved on mammoth bones. In such a scenario, pinpointing origins becomes something of an academic pastime. That being said, chaos magic first emerged in 1980s Britain as a reaction against the moribund state of occultism in general. Having staggered out of the 70s with malodorous coatings of Castaneda and ascended masters layered atop a long stagnant core of Victorian magical order nonsense and tawdry infighting. Even its name, as given by the movement's creator Peter J. Carroll, says something about it that most people have missed. Chaos magic was named for James Gleick's book Chaos, popular at that time, that explored the ontological implications of chaos mathematics, fractals, strange attractors, and what they might mean for our experience of the universe. It was among the first books to explore specifically data-driven descriptions of reality in the public arena. Chaos positively defines today's global geopolitics. Trust in politicians and academics is at an historic low. Economies are undergoing transitions more significant than the Industrial Revolution. Genetically modified seeds escape into the wild, and billionaires announce their intention to die on other planets. Elon Musk. I had an awful cough. Musk. These are the conditions of reality that present themselves to the singular human. The singular human, who, for better or for worse, mostly worse, it turns out, trusts and values his own self-centricity above all else. There is an expectation of immediacy or ease in the spiritual question that has no precedent in the last 30,000 years of mankind's journey. Today, nobody toddles off to India to sit at the feet of gurus, or if they do, it is not without a selfie stick so that every else knows that it happened. Of course, on the fucking Instagrams, Facebook, fucking whatever. Let us ask a serious question then. Can a radical opposition to grand narratives and fixed points of truth still exist in a world where they are largely absent? Are we fighting a long war? Perhaps. Or perhaps we were too hasty in assuming that the opposite of a monoculture was an individualistic one. The number of monthly active users on the top social platforms is measured in the billions, all expressing their breathless personal opinions of singing programs or mass shootings. And yet there is no vision quite so monolithic as that of the Facebook newsfeed. We thought that replacing the singular authoritative voice of the 20th century newscaster with the digitally enabled vox populi of the internet would forever change the narrative. All it did was ruin the spelling. Where is Chaos Magic in the midst of this? As it got away from its founders, Chaos Magic came to mean doing whatever you want in popular parlance, which is probably close to the opposite of its original formulation. In the modern world, doing whatever you want leads to type 2 diabetes and very public bankruptcies. But the supposed freedom that Chaos Magic offers, the apple in its garden, is a stark one. Chaos Magic is not doing whatever you want, it is trialing a lot of things and retaining those that work. It is entirely unforgiving of failure, or more specifically, excuses of failure. Chaos Magic lacks any certificates of participation. You achieve what you set out to do, or you have failed. Success could be lasting apotheosis, or it could be bedding your secretary. This only looks like elitism to failures, to scientists. Here we find then Chaos Magic's true iconoclasm, not in the destruction of sacred images, but in the destruction of excuses, of fudges and self-delusions. It attacks the column of esotericism at its unseemly weak spots. Chaos Magic is always the pirates of the Victorian Order's Royal Navy, and like the pirates of the Golden Age, its existence improves both itself and those it preys upon. Freedom came faster to the fringes of the Caribbean because of piracy, and at the same time the Royal Navy was forced into centuries-long martial untouchability in order to counter it. Even today's modern shipping lanes trace the path that was formed as a result of Golden Age piracy. The Western tradition is similarly vastly improved for its tango with vigorous iconoclasm. The formation of the Golden Dawn occurred in the city that led the world in scientific discovery, culture, technology, and mysticism, just as London's global power was speaking. As best it could, the Order amalgamated the cutting edge of each of these fields and packaged it in such a way that appeared to the right sort of people and made the wrong sort clutch their pearls and gasp. Chaos Magic formed in the city, just as that global power was completing its unwinding, just as the last few drops were being shaken from the bottle. But it did, and does, retain a similar coalescence of culture, science, technology, and mysticism that was crucial to the creation of its Victorian predecessors.